Hey, sports fans, I want to welcome everyone to another edition of Sports Memo's Pro Football Forecast. I'm your host, world champion handicapper, Las Vegas's biggest daily sports bettor, Joe D'Amico. My friends, you're going to receive a ton. And when I say a ton, I mean a ton of free winners, and have a few laughs too with some of Sports Memo's documented winning handicappers. Today's show is our best yet. We feature Rocky Atkinson, Jesse Schule, and myself, Joey D. Now, sports fans, during this broadcast, you're going to see discount codes flashing across the bottom of your screen. Take advantage of those codes, because over at Sports Memo, not only do we want to make you money, we want to save you money while we're making you money, because saving you money is just as good as making you money. Use those discount codes, ENDZONE50, any handicapper on the show, 50% off a 3-day pass. And I'm going to tell you, you got 3 documented winning handicappers on today's show. Let me jump right in, folks. There's a heavyweight champion, Rocky Marciano. Well, here in sports betting and handicapping, we have a heavyweight handicapping champion. His name is Rocky Atkinson. Rocky, welcome. Thank you for coming on the show again this week. We love having you.
Thank you for having me, Joe.
Well, I know that I want to jump right into it. I know that you're on the leaderboards all the time. You've been doing great in baseball. You're doing great in college and pro football. Let's talk pro football right now. What do you have this Sunday for our viewers on the free pick, please?
Well, I'm going to look at the Carolina Panthers traveling to Dallas to take on the Cowboys on Sunday afternoon. The game time's 1 p.m. Eastern time. Carolina's currently plus 4.5. Carolina comes in with a 3-0 record, while Dallas is 2-1 on the season. Dallas is off a Monday night win over the Philadelphia Eagles, while Carolina won in Houston in their last game. Both teams are putting up big offensive numbers this year. Carolina's averaging 284.7 passing yards per game, 390.3 total yards per game on the season. But the defense is where Carolina has been very strong. They're allowing only 45 rushing yards per game, 146 passing yards per game, and only 191 total yards per game this season. Dallas defense, on the other hand, has allowed 331.7 passing yards per game, 402 total yards per game so far this year. Carolina's allowing only 10 points per game overall, 9 points per game on the road this season. Carolina's 6-0 against spread last 6 games as a road underdog. Carolina's 8-0 against spread last 8 road games overall. Dallas is 23-47 against the spread of the last 70 games as a home favorite. Dallas is 1-6 against spread the last 7 games on a Sunday after playing on Monday Night Football. And Dallas is 1-8 against the spread last 9 games after scoring 30 points or more. I'm going with a better defense here so far this year. I'm going to recommend a play on Carolina plus the points this weekend.
Rocky A, the World Heavyweight Handicapping Championship, take the Carolina Panthers plus the points. Rocky, you're doing some amazing work over at Sports Memo. Can you tell our viewers what you have going on possibly on the premium side in NFL this weekend, please?
Yes. Right now I just have one premium play going into NFL. It's my NFL game of the week. I'm documented 69% with all my football picks this year.
Rocky Atkinson, his NFL game of the week. Rocky's like E.F. Hutton. When he talks big games, people listen, guys. Rocky, love it. Guys, go over Sports Memo. Take advantage of the discount code you see scrolling across the bottom of your page. You get Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, 50% off Rocky Atkinson, 3-day all-access pass. Use code ENDZONE50. We're going to go from one champ to another champ. We know him as the Body. You know him as Jesse Schule. Jesse, welcome to Pro Football Forecast on behalf of Sports Memo.
Good to see you again, Joe.
Jesse, people don't know, Jesse and I chat sometimes during the week. Always makes me laugh. I always look forward to doing a show with Jesse. Actually, Rocky, and even, last week we had Ronald Kabang, who you know him as Hugh Capper. We had Dion, my wife, who was kicking my ass in college football. Actually, like number 1 and number 2 in the world. She's killing it. She's killing me. I can't believe that she's beating me. It's driving me crazy. I'm a 13-time top college football handicap game. She's whooping my ass. By the way, you can get all her plays over at Sports Memo as well. She's selling more season package than I am, guys. It's kind of upsetting me. And because she's beating me in sales, I got to do the dishes every night. Pisses me off. Jesse, let me ask you this. What do you have, your first NFL free pick for our viewers out there, please? I know everyone wants to know.
Well, Joe, I got my eye on the biggest favorite on the board. And, not everybody likes betting on favorites, but sometimes you got to pick that low-hanging fruit. For me, it's not about favorites or underdogs or ATS or money line or totals. As you mentioned already, I'll play soccer, I'll play CFL. I'm looking for winners. I'm not looking for, something that's an underdog that's going to make people feel good. So I'm looking at Buffalo. They're coming off back-to-back huge wins over Washington and Miami. And let's be honest, Washington and Miami are both a lot better than Houston. Houston has been competitive in their first few games. They haven't been quite as bad as you might have expected, but here we are after 3 games. And before the season started, the Houston Chronicle wrote an article about how they plan to tank this year. The Texans are tanking, according to the Houston Chronicle. Well, it's about time for that plan to go into effect. I mean, they're not going anywhere. They're overmatched in Buffalo. Tyrod Taylor started out the season playing pretty well for them. He was completing roughly 70% of his passes, threw for 416 yards and 3 touchdowns before going out in that game against Cleveland. And they got Davis Mills taken over. He's got some pretty pedestrian numbers. He doesn't have the weapons around him to match serves with a guy like Josh Allen, as hot as he is. And they're going into Buffalo this week, and they're going to take a spanking. Mark my words.
Taking a spanking. You're living here in Vegas. I pay extra for that. Jesse Schule says.
Can I get pictures?
It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing as you get older, you start mimicking what you did as a baby. I love naps now, and I love to be spanked. Jesse, I had to. I couldn't help it. Jesse, you're doing great work over at Sports Memo. You're doing amazing work in multiple sports. Can you tell our viewers what else you have going on this weekend over at Sports Memo, please, on the premium side?
Well, like I said, I like to go big on Saturdays, at least 10 plays on Sundays. One of the things I like to do to complement my NFL sides and totals is I add a few player props. So in addition to a full card of NFL, you'll get player prop bets on over-under passing yards, rushing yards, TDs, etc. So great value for your money if you get a 3-day subscription.
Sports fans, multiple sports, different types of plays, some exotic wagers by Jesse the Body Schule. Go over to Sports Memo. Take advantage of that 3-day 50% off discount you see scrolling across the bottom of your screen, End Zone 50. Guys, Jesse's the master of all trades. I'm telling you now. I see him on the leaderboard all the time. I've got a free play that stuck out to me right away, guys. I looked at it in detail. I love it. I want to talk about the Titans and the Bills. Sports fans, just like me, though, I'm going to keep this analysis very short but extremely sweet. It's no surprise that the Titans are perched atop the AFC South. It's also no surprise that the Jets are winless, guys. Listen, it takes at least 5 years for a good college quarterback to develop into a good pro quarterback. I feel bad for Zach Wilson. I really do. I liked him when he was at BYU, but he really has nothing around him, and he's taking a beating. The New York passing lack of offense, so to speak, ranks 30th. Wilson also doesn't have a good ground game to rely on. They rank 29th. Overall, the unit ranks dead last in scoring. Guys, they're posting 6.7 points per game. Let me repeat that. 6.7 points per game. They're not even averaging a touchdown a game. The Jets, they're not that bad, but they spend so much time on the field that they're getting worn down, guys. The legs of Derrick Henry will keep the New York stop unit honest and allow Ryan Tannehill to hook up with his favorite wideout. Who? Julio Jones. And even Henry coming out of the backfield. Watch out for Derrick Henry, guys. He's becoming one of the best backs coming out of the backfield in the NFL. Guys, the Titans' D has improved with each contest this season, and now they face an overworked Jets offensive line and a rookie quarterback. New York, 1-5 against the number of the last 6 games played in the month of October. 0-4 the last 4 games played in the as those hooked on phonics books. Wow, I'm so excited about this game, I can't even speak. 0-4 the last 4 games played as an underdog. Take Tennessee. I looked right before this broadcast, they were -7. It is a gift. I got them winning by 11, 12, 13, 14 points. Take Tennessee. You're going to take your bookmaker's money. Guys, I want to be very transparent. I don't know about you guys, but, I mean, I've been around a long time, and I've been very, very successful. I think I've got 13 top college football handicapping championships, like 14 MLB, 10 or 11 MLB championships. I have like 12 NFL championships. I want you to know, preseason, I finished number 1 in the world, 7-2. The first few weeks of NFL regular season, I was crushing it. Last week, it's a very technical term we call in the business, I pooped the bed. I went 0-2 on Sunday in the NFL. It was my first speed bump this entire season. Now, if you've been with me since the preseason or even the start of the season, you're happy because you're 11-3 on big games. However, I did have a crappy Sunday last Sunday. Savor the flavor because I'm a champion, and I come back this week with a vengeance. I redeem myself. I have at least one, possibly two big games, maybe even a game of the month on Sunday. They're going to be up Thursday night. I waited because I work with line movements, and I know for a fact that some of these games will be moving in my favor. I want to get you that extra half-point advantage, guys, because we all know a half a point is the difference between winning and losing. But I'm going to have them up Thursday night, right after the broadcast. I'm going to get them up. I wanted to wait a little bit to get that advantage. But, guys, follow me this weekend in the NFL. I'm telling you right now, by Monday, you'll name your next born after me. Joe D'Amico has a wonderful ring to it. Name your kid after me after I make you so much money. Guys, this is the point of the show. Very briefly, I want to talk about some line movements I got from my good friends at my favorite sports book in Vegas, the Superbook at the Westgate. Guys, I live here in town, and I go to the watch games. I go to the bet games. They have the widest variety, I should say, of prop bets. And you could bet on anything there. I mean, Jesse would love it because he plays sports I never even heard of. He would love it over at the Westgate. Go over to Westgate Superbook, whether you want to watch a game or put in a game or even an exotic bet. If you come into town, they've got it all. If you live here, it is the most exciting place to watch a game. So I spoke to them earlier today, which is Thursday, and they told me about two games that have moved. One, the sharper bettors are all over the Cleveland Browns. It opened up a pick 'em. It's up to 2. They expect it to go to 2.5 by the end of today. That's how much action they are getting on it. Another one, it never ceases to amaze me how the general public are just you can predict what they're going to do. They'll play the teams like Notre Dame because they're on TV every Saturday. They'll play the Alabamas. They'll play in the pro ranks. They're always going to play the teams that are winning, and they're going to play Tom Brady. And 20 years over in New England, they play him every damn week. They're playing him right now. Tampa Bay, they opened up 5.5 and went up to 6.5. They expect this game to go up to 7. So if you do like Tampa, play it now. They expect the game to go up to a TD. Thank you to our good friends off the Westgate Superbook, my favorite place to watch and bet. Guys, we have more winners. We're going right back to the heavyweight champion of handicapping, Rocky Atkinson. Rocky, what is your second NFL winner, please?
We got the Arizona Cardinals travel to Los Angeles to take on the Rams on Sunday afternoon. Game time 4:05 p.m. Eastern time. Rams currently -4.5. This play almost made premium status, and I'm not saying I might even go with it on Sunday. If I do, you're getting a premium pick here for free. It is a very strong opinion, if not premium. Both teams come in red hot with perfect 3-0 records on the season. Rams are 5-1 straight up and against the spread the last 3 years as a home favorite of 3.5 to 7 points. The Rams are 20-8 against the spread the last 3 years against conference opponents. The Rams are scoring 31.7 points per game overall this year, 34 points per game at home this season. The Rams are 4-0 straight up and against the spread the last 3 years overall versus Arizona. Arizona's 3-11 straight up and 3-10 against the spread the last 3 years when playing against a team with a winning record. Arizona's 1-5 against the spread the last 6 games after scoring 30 points or more. Arizona's 0-4 against the spread the last 4 games against the NFC West. Arizona's 0-7-1 against the spread the last 8 meetings overall in this series. The favorite is 9-1-1 against the spread the last 11 meetings in this series. Normally, I'd be looking to play against the Rams in a letdown situation here after a big win over Tom Brady and Tampa Bay. But with Arizona coming in with a perfect record on the season as well, I'm going to go with a home team here in this one. So I'm going to recommend a play on the LA Rams on Sunday.
Rocky Atkinson is the LA Rams. Rocky, you made a great point during your analysis, and great analysis. Thank you. Sports fans, over here at the Sportsmemo Pro Football Forecast, and even on our college forecast, the documented winning handicappers you see on the panel, they're giving you games that they might put up as premium plays or that just missed the premium level. We're not giving you throwaway games, guys. These are games we really think are going to win. Sometimes they even make it to the premium side by game day. Lines may move a little bit. That may urge us to play them or maybe step away from them. But these are games. These are not throwaway games. They're not garbage games. These are games that we feel are going to make the money. And I will tell you this. I know I bet. I know Jesse and Rocky, because I've been in their company. They bet their own games. There are guys that do not bet their own games. Guys, I would not ever, ever, ever go to a dentist with bad teeth. I won't go to a handicapper that doesn't bet his own games. If he doesn't believe in his games, how can you? We bet our own games. And we're giving you games. Now, I know that I like all of my free plays, and some of them do, just like Rocky, make them to the premium side, just like Jesse, make them to the premium side. Guys, these are good games. I have my money on my games. And I'll tell you what, after doing shows with Jesse and Rocky the last few weeks, they brought up such good points on their free releases that I've bet some of them. By the way, thanks. I got to send you guys 15% of my winnings because I made some money on your plays. I made a lot of money on your plays. Thank you, guys. But guys, these are not throwaway games. That's the point I want to make. We're giving you good, solid information. Take advantage of those. We're going now to, I want the second play. We know him as the Body. You know him as Jesse Schule. Jesse, the Body Schule, can we please have your second NFL winner?
Got it, Joe. I'm looking at the Baltimore Ravens coming off that crazy win in Detroit with that 66-yard field goal. You got to wonder if he can kick a 66-yarder in Detroit. Can he kick a 70-yarder in Mile High? You never know. But I think the Ravens are actually due for a bit of a letdown here. They didn't really deserve to win that game on the road against the hapless Lions. Now they're taking on a Denver team that's 3-0. Denver's taken a lot of criticism from a lot of analysts that say, well, they haven't played anybody. But you know what? You got to play who's on your schedule. And when you're dominating your opponents, as you're supposed to do when you're playing inferior opposition, let's give them credit where the credit is due. And I like the quarterback matchup here. Say what you want about Teddy Bridgewater, but the kid is a winner. He's won everywhere he's been. Even in Carolina, he kept them respectable. He won in Minnesota. He won in New Orleans. Now he's winning in Denver. He's more of a traditional quarterback than Lamar Jackson. And Lamar Jackson comes in with a status of questionable with a sore back. He's missed practice all week. I expect him to play, but will he run the way he normally does? And if he's not going to run, and it's just going to be Lamar Jackson against Teddy Bridgewater, who's the better passer, I'll take Bridgewater all day. I'll take the Broncos at Mile High with that defense against a Ravens team that I think is finally due for a letdown. They've sort of escaped disaster 2 weeks in a row. This week, I think their number's up.
Jesse says take the Denver Broncos, just like you have hunting, man. People listen. By the way, Jesse, last week I ran a 100-yard dash in 10 flat. You know how I did it? I heard the ice cream truck outside my house, and I took off like a bat out of hell, baby. I love that. Sometimes just to get a workout and blow some carbs, I'll wait about a minute or two, then run a mile. You got to see how fast. I can do a mile like a Kenyan, man, like a marathon runner. I could chasing that darn ice cream truck. Jesse the Body comes in with the Broncos. I love it. Guys, I've got a game, once again, at the beginning of the week when I do my numbers, certain things you get a feeling for. Then when you look into these games, you sometimes you throw them away. You don't like it. Something that you see as you're looking closely at a game or a matchup, an angle, a trend, an injury, or even a number movement. You just don't like it. You don't put it out. You don't like it. You don't bet it. I do the same thing. But sometimes my gut feelings when I'm first circling numbers in games pan out because I do my due diligence. And this is one of the games I really do love. I want to talk about Pittsburgh and Green Bay, guys. Both Pittsburgh and Green Bay are dealing with a laundry list of injuries. However, these are two entirely different teams playing two entirely different types of football, heading in two entirely different directions, guys. Since their season opening loss, Green Bay has shown that they're an NFC elite team. Now, after a season opening outright win, Pittsburgh has dropped two in a row to two squads they were favored over and on paper should have beaten. Let's face it. The Steelers offense just can't seem to punch it in the end zone and won't be able to keep pace with Aaron Rodgers and the high-flying Packers offense, guys. Something unique this year, I don't know if you guys have noticed out there, but I have. Green Bay has been adapting their offensive schemes to match with opposing defenses. They've never done that before. They've always played their game and let people come to them. But after I think the season opening loss, they've changed some things. They're now adapting their offensive schemes to go against certain defensive matchups that they can take advantage of. They can do it again here, guys. Defensively, the Packers can counter Ben Roethlisberger, and the Steelers' only offensive threat, their passing game, with a top 10 pass defense. Green Bay gets another win and cover while Pittsburgh sinks further into the abyss, guys. This game will get uglier. Wait for it, Rocky. This game will get uglier than the stands at a Steelers home game. I don't know if you guys have ever looked at the stands at a Heinz Field home game, but apparently buffets are open 24 hours and there ain't a single dentist in the Three Rivers area. Look at this. Next time the Steelers at home, take a look. Sorry, you guys in Three Rivers. It's the truth. Guys, there's nothing I can do. If this game's going to get ugly, they're going to continue to get better at Green Bay each week, and you're going to see them adapt and put up matchups against the Steelers' defensive weaknesses, and you're going to see Aaron Rodgers shine once again. Pittsburgh, 3-7 against the spread, the last 10 overall. Green Bay, 5-2 against the number, the last 7 as a home favorite. I'm taking the pack here, guys. I like them at a touchdown. I think this is a 10 to 14-point win for sure, but -7 is an early Christmas present. Let me recap the games. The heavyweight champion of handicapping, Rocky Atkinson, he came in with the Panthers and the Rams. The body, Mr. Jesse Schule, comes in with the Bills and the Broncos. Joey D, your handsome host, comes in with the Titans and the Packers. Guys, these are some great games, but please go over to Sportsmemo. First of all, it's your one-stop shop for all your sports betting needs. But you have discounts scrolling across the bottom of your screen. You've got Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, 50% off any one of the cappers on the show. Jesse, Rocky, myself, 50% off. Use the access code ENDZONE50 on checkout. You get 50% off. Jesse puts up, he said 15 to 20 plays between those 3 days. Rocky is crushing it in all sports. I know he's got a couple of big games he likes. I know I'm going to have a couple of games in a month this weekend. I'm going to tell you now, go over to Sports Memo. Even if you don't buy Jesse, Rocky, or myself, I know you're going to find a handicapper that's going to be tailor-made to your liking because we have the best array of documented winning handicappers anywhere on the planet. Guys, I want to thank the most exciting website on the planet, Sports Memo, your one-stop shop for all your sports betting needs, our wonderful panel of experts. There it goes again. And I'm so excited, man. I'm so excited. A wonderful panel of experts. And most of all, I want to thank you, our viewers, guys. On behalf of Sports Memo, Rocky Atkinson, Jesse Schule, myself, Joe D'Amico. Good luck and have a winning day.